Hey guys, Anthony here from Force USA. Today I'm going to be running you through the Force USA MyRack, its attachments and the different color options that we have available. So what we've done here is given you the ability to create your own rack your way. So how we've been able to achieve that is offer the base unit by itself and then attachments individually that you can add to your rack as you go or at the very start, depending on what you want to do and what you want to achieve with your training. So it's not a walkthrough rack when you leave it like this, due to the fact that we've got the safety plate across the back and along the bottom there. With over 20 attachments, there's over 100 different ways that you can utilize this Force USA MyRack. So let's start with the core of the unit, the MyRack base. The base unit itself is laser cut 12 gauge steel, 60 by 60 tubing on the uprights or 2.3 inches by 2.3 inches. You can see we've added backing plates here to strengthen up the unit. It is a very sturdy unit. We've also added the ability to bolt the unit to the ground with these foot plates here. As you can see on the front and the back of the rack, we actually have west side barbell spacing through that bench area and a bit above. We also have 57 setup heights that are laser cut to precision. The holes are clearly numbered here from 1 to 57 with black numbering on the coloured racks, so the blue and the red, and also white on the black rack. On the base unit itself, it's got 4 barbell holders, 2 Olympic and 2 standard. You can choose what type of chin-up bar that you want. We have 4 different types of chin-up options. After purchasing the MyRack base and choosing your chin-up option, what you're going to need so that you can do your squatting, your bench press and all those types of movement is you're going to need to purchase a J-hook. We have 2 different J-hooks available. We've got the deluxe J-hook here and we've got the standard at the back here. So with all the MyRack J-hooks and safeties, we've added joint stability in the form of welding across here, rather than just being welded down one side and it taking that one weld, taking all the load off your bar every time you're dropping it. We've added an extra weld here in the L shape, which is going to spread that pressure across the whole backing plate there. So once you've made your choice on which J-hook that you want to go with, next step would be to add some safeties. As you're lifting at home, you want to make it as safe as possible so that you're not endangering your life. I'll just run you through the 3 internal safeties that we have available. The first one being the box safety. A unique part of the box safety is that it actually has the ability to use resistance training on it. We've laser cut holes throughout the length of the box safety, which you can actually use your pin, your band pegs for. So simply slide this band peg through like that and you can add your bands. So at Force USA, we're constantly innovating our products to be as user-friendly as possible. One request and question that we have quite often is why the box safety has a bit of a gap in between the upright and the safety itself. Simply, it's been engineered for 680 kilos or 1,500 pounds. And the reason that it's been engineered like this is we've had a lot of requests in previous racks when we have the safeties, we haven't been able to put J-hooks on the front. So now you can use the box safety with a J-hook or a front safety at the same level and not inconvenience yourself or not have to take anything off to do work in different areas of the machine. Moving down the safeties, we actually have the sling safety here, which was requested a long time ago for us to develop, and we've actually been able to introduce it into the MyRack range. I really think that it's a great attachment for bench pressing and squatting, just that added safety. It's actually weight tested for 450 kilos or 1,000 pounds. Moving on to our last internal safety, we're going back to the old school days in all those old strongman gyms. Some of the strongest gyms around the world have used these for the simple fact that they're easy to install and they take a lot of weight. These are weight tested at 450 kilos or 1,000 pounds. So moving out to the front of the rack, we have the front safeties here. So you can see they simply go on the front of the machine. They do have the ability with the laser cutting here to add your band pegs in, so when you're doing bench pressing or squatting, you can do that explosive work with the bands. So these safeties also have the nylon coated protecting on the top here, so your knurling's not going to be affected by using these safeties. Working outside the rack, you have the ability to add on one side of the cable crossover or both. You can purchase these individually. They aren't purchased in a pack, which is cool, and they're universal. So that means you can actually use 4 on the rack. You can have 2 on the front and 2 on the back. So you're going to have quite a number of people working the rack at the same time. So with the cable crossover, as well as being a cable crossover, you have the ability to use it like a lat pull down or a low row. It has 28 adjustment points from the top to the bottom, and you also have the ability to chuck a Force USA F- seat on the bottom here for those lat pull downs. So going from a lat pull down, utilising the seat there to a low row is very simple. All you do is take the seat off, pull it out, fold the foot plate up, drop the actual cable machine to the bottom, and then you can sit down and do your low rows. So if you don't have the space for the cable crossovers and attachments that way, there is a Force USA lat pull down option that you can chuck on here on the back of the unit. So it has the top lat pull down section, and then it also has a low cable section for your low rows. And on the actual base unit itself, we've developed 2 foot plates just for the comfortability on those low rows. So one of the unique attachments we've been wanting to utilise on one of our power racks for quite some time is the monolift system. It allows you to start your movement without walking forwards or backwards, preventing injury and adding safety. The MyRack caters for all types of movements, including body weight movements. A great example of this is the Force USA MyRack dip horns right here for your dips. As you can see on the front and the back of the rack, we've added holes for weight plate holders. The weight plate holders are available in standard and Olympic. They come as one, so you get both standard and Olympic in the pack of 4. Simply, if you want to use standard, you just pull the sleeve off. They all have a grub screw in here for an Allen key to tighten it up if you want to use it as Olympic. So to use it as Olympic, just chuck it on, tighten it up. You can have them in all different areas. As you can see on the base unit stability feet, there's actually numbers from 1 to 9 with a range of laser cut holes. They're for your band pegs, so all that resistance training. You can put the box safeties above it. You can go from the bottom of the unit to the top of the unit. They're also available in the top of the unit for your band pegs. You can utilise this as a walk-through rack as well by simply adding a different chin-up option to the back of the machine, having one on the front and removing this backing plate along here. Especially if you want to put cables on the cable crossovers on the front of the machine and the back of the machine, I'd suggest putting a chin-up option here, removing this base plate here, and then having a walk-through unit. So there you have it, guys, the Force USA MyRack, the only truly customizable power rack on the market, available in blue, red and black.